Well, hello world, and welcome to my kitchen. It is Luann Pygott, and I got my new little ring light phone holder, and I like it, but it is still kind of rickety, so I'm not too sure about it. How is the lighting? I'm not sure about the lighting. I'm gonna have to watch it later and see. I do like it, but it's another one. I can't bump it. If I bump it, it's all going down. So it's like, oh, I thought it would be a little, like, more stable. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to, like, put, it's a three-legged thing. See if I can put the legs in something, like some sort of a base that I can make it stable, where it's very, very top-heavy. And you've got to angle it just right so you don't tip it over, and it's like, well, that's like what I had before. I mean, I like it a lot better if it was just more stable. So I'm going to start with some butter in the pan over here on my stove. I don't even know if that shows. No, it kind of does. It's over there. I'm putting some butter in there for this corn. I've already cooked the corn, so I boiled the corn. A little bit more in there. I boiled the corn for 12 minutes, and then I'm going to cut it off the cob, and I'm using this pan. Oh, I got to get a paper towel and try not to knock that over. Okay. I'm putting it in this pan. This is the neatest way to cut your corn off the cob. Find a tube pan. I usually use my bunt pan rather than this flat one, but it's buried somewhere. This is white corn on the cob. Soon going to be corn off the cob. I love corn on the cob, but I don't like eating it off the cob because it's too messy. Okay, so stick it in the middle of your tube pan and then cut it down. Some people like to do this raw and then cook the corn. I usually cook the corn and then cut it because I just like it better this way. So this is what I do. But you can do it either way. If you would rather cut your corn raw and then saute your corn in butter, or you can cook the corn and then cut it, whatever you want to do. All right, there's one. I'm going to take it and put it in this pan of butter that's melting. I like white corn, although I like any corn really. My parents love corn. I'm going to put a little salt in here and probably some pepper. You know what I'm going to put in here? I always think of this after I do the regular pepper. I'm going to put in this, that's not it. Hold on, grab the wrong thing. I love this Hot Shot. It's gotten to be a little hard to find. I think I might have ordered it on Amazon or something, but it's red and black pepper mix, so it'll be a little spicy. But you don't have to put much in it, so it won't be that spicy. All right, there's one. I have 4 ears of corn here. And check this one. I'm just taking off any silks I see on here still. A couple here and there. Alright. Put it on there. It holds it nice, you know, steady, and it keeps it up off the pan, and all the corn, even if it goes a crazy direction, pretty much stays inside the pan. Once in a while you get a piece going rogue. That's my phone with those notifications again. Oh man, I thought I've turned it off. It's not off. It interrupts my videos. I wish I could figure out where that's happening. But see, then if I just go and turn off all videos, then all notifications, then I don't get some I want. I'm like, and I don't know what that one is. I don't know why it started. I don't know what it's notifying me of. That's the thing. If I knew what it was notifying me of. I don't know if it's Facebook. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to get rid of it. Alright, so let's turn that down a little bit. So this corn's already cooked, so I don't need to cook it. I just need to melt it with butter. Then we're going to do our sweet potatoes, and we'll be done with our cooking video. And we will move on to makeup. This is my last Halloween makeup for the year. I'm so sad. And it's not going to be anything at all elaborate because I'm going to the nursing home today, so it's going to be real easy and simple. Something just really cute. Ooh, this one has a lot of corn silk on it. It's hard to get it off my finger. Okay, here we go. Okay. About every time I turn it, there's more. Another piece here, another piece there. This one had quite a bit. Alright. Hope you all are doing well. Happy Halloween to you. I'll tell you again in the next video too. Happy Halloween. I hope you have trick-or-treaters. I don't get any here. I hope you have some sort of fun. I don't get that either. But I hope everyone else gets to have some sort of something to enjoy for Halloween. I love Halloween. Whew. I used to decorate the outside of when I was young, the outside of our porch. Oh, it was so much fun. And we're not allowed to put decorations outside here. The fun of living in an apartment you don't own. But, I mean, even if I could, there's nobody coming, so. Not like there's nobody to do it for. But, oh, I loved doing that. I need to live somewhere again that people come trick-or-treating and I can decorate the outside. So much fun. Alright. This one isn't too bad. Okay, here's my last corn on the cob. I got corn silk all over my fingers. Just cut it. So easy to do on this. Let's say your corn stays in the little trough pretty well. It's like a moat, a little corn moat. It's spraying juice everywhere. This juicy corn. Alright, there you go. Now let's put this here also. Okay, our corn is done. Yay! Let me just rinse it out of this so it doesn't stick. Now we're going to do our sweet potatoes, and then we're going to go, do our makeup. So it's pretty easy for the corn. Just putting these cobs in a little bag so I can throw those away. I don't hopefully make too big a mess here. I just cleaned my floors yesterday, so try not to make a mess out of them. Somewhere out of the way. Okay. Trying not to make a mess on the floors. Alright, let me get a spoon and stir that corn out also. Kind of break up the chunks. Now I have this corn sitting over the oven vent, so I'm not even going to leave the burner on, but I'm just going to leave this sitting over the oven vent while I bake the sweet potato, so it'll keep it warm. finding corn silks here and there. I would just leave them there, but Dad hates them. He says it's like having hair in the corn, so I'm trying to pull them out for him. All right, there we go. Sitting over the oven vent, staying nice and warm. Now, my sweet potatoes that I have here, this is 4 sweet potatoes. I baked these last night, so they're cold today. So when I baked them, I did it like 350 degrees for, it takes about an hour and 10 minutes, trying to put that centered. And then you let them cool. You stab them with a fork a little bit so they have a vent, and then you let them cool. And then, once they're cool, you just, the peeling will fall right off. And then I chop it into, there's a piece of corn. Then I chop it into little chunks, and there we are. Then I put it in this nice little pan. You just put it in some sort of casserole dish. You can do more than this amount, of course. This is just 4. And then I've gotten to where I don't measure this anymore, because I didn't like the measurements had too much water. So all I do, there's a dark spot there. All I do is just put a little butter in there. They also have you put in an insane amount of butter. It doesn't need that much butter. It just be swimming in butter. So this is like a tablespoon of butter, all I'm putting in here. And then, but you know, you can put as much as you want in there. And then it also puts a lot more, the recipe puts a lot more brown sugar in it than I put in it anymore, because we're trying to cut down, you know, Mom wants to cut down her sugar a little bit. So I just put, I don't know, just put however much you want in there. So let's get a measuring cup here and we'll figure this out. This is 1/3 a cup. So I probably put a cup in here. Now my brown sugar is kind of stuck together, so I'm smashing it up. Yeah, I'd say a cup of sugar in this amount. Now, it calls for probably double that, the recipe, and it will make it real syrupy sweet. It's real good, but I find just any amount of brown sugar is going to make it good. So, like I said, I'm just cutting down the amount a little bit. And then, like I said, I don't like the amount of water they have put in it because it's so runny and soupy. And it's going to kind of make liquid. So you don't need a lot of water in it, or it's just going to be so runny. And then so I just put enough water in it to dissolve the sugar. So I just dribble the water over the sugar until it dissolves. And if you don't do that, what'll happen is some of the sugar will never dissolve, and it will turn into little rocks on top of this. It just never gets down in there, and then you have this crunchy. Now, if you like that, you can do that, but it would about break your teeth. So I dissolve the sugar. I don't like what feels like a little rock. To eat that is just kind of a big no for me. So then take your water. This is just a measuring cup full of water, and I put as little amount as I can of water in there, maybe 1/4 cup or something. Just whatever it takes to dribble around and get the sugar all wet. It doesn't actually have to even dissolve completely. It just has to get wet. And if it gets wet, it will dissolve. I'm dribbling this all over the counter. At least it's just water. This one isn't pouring well today. I'm trying to just drip it. There you go. And that's just a fiber, I think. See, a little bit there, a little bit there. There we go. But particularly the bits of sugar that are up real high like this, if you don't get it damp, it'll just stay there and turn into a hard rock. Then you're going to bake that uncovered for at least 45 minutes. It could take a little longer until your stuff turns into like a thick syrup. But you definitely want to leave it uncovered or you're going to have way too much water in it. So it's at 350, I think. Oh, I'm not sure if that's let me check that temperature. Let me get my recipe. I didn't even get out my recipe because I wasn't measuring. But then I do need to set that temperature right so it's not, I can't remember if that's 350 or something different. Let us find out. I gotta find it in here though. Where are you in here? Here we are. Oh, it's at 375, so it's actually a little tiny bit higher. It's 375. Okay, so put it at 375, at least 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And it'll be all nice and caramelized. I'm gonna set that timer. Uncovered. And then just, if it's real nice and thick syrupy, it's done. Okay, there we are. There is, now the rest of my dinner that I'm having is I'm cooking one of those little ham steaks. It's just like a slice of ham. And I don't have that here. It's actually already at Mom's house because it only takes a minute to cook it. And so we're going to just do it there. And then we're also having, with the corn, we're having some like little green peas and lima beans. Dad doesn't like peas, so we're giving Dad some lima beans, and Mom and I will eat the peas, so we have something green. And for dessert, we're having, and it's in the freezer right now, we're having the leftover half of the gooey butter pumpkin cake that I made last week, because I cut it in half. It's really too big for all of us to eat, because, you know, Mom and Dad just eat little bits of it. So we're having that, the other half of that I made last week that's in the freezer right now. So I'm gonna get that out, and we will have some yummy gooey butter cake. Okay, and there we go. Dinner is done. May you have a very yummy dinner yourself today, and happy Halloween.